these are three forced draft boilers. We can't really see the burner because they're packaged. They completely packaged in the boiler case. But inside we'll have what we typically see for forced draft boilers is the burner sitting a little bit in front of the heat exchanger itself, and we can see that we have two pipes, plastic pipes leading to the boiler. One of them is used as combustion air from the outside. That's directly provided to the boiler, combustion air for the mixing of gas and air to create combustion. And then we have the flue gases that go straight out from the top of the boiler. These are plastic vents suggesting condensation or condensing boilers. These also can be noticed, I don't know if you picked that before, but you can notice that there's a lot of corrosion around the drainage where this condensate comes out of the flue gas into the drainage. You see that it's corroding. These boilers are not running now. Now it's middle of the winter, and the reason why they're not running is because these are actually boilers that are used in the summer when the main or the central plant for seating for the whole campus is shut down in the summer. So when the central plant is down, these boilers will run domestic hot water for the building because there's not going to be available heat from the central plant. Gas lines are typically or should be in yellow colored. So that's basically the gas supply to the burner, which sits in front of the boiler. And another thing we can see here is usually you'd see in a boiler room is the control panel for that boiler and some control drawings that may give you a very good understanding on how these boilers are controlled. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take pictures of the nameplate so we can pick up the capacity of each boiler, so the input of each boiler. It's not going to tell us what the output is, but the output we'll have to assume based on what the performance of that boiler is. So here are the name tags for each boiler. They're all the same boiler, so we can pretty much take one tag and write down the information for that boiler. A very important thing to look at when we look into a boiler is how they're controlled. Often you'll see that there's a lot of opportunity with boiler control because if they're not controlled well, they could operate very inefficiently. So know how the boiler is controlled. In this case, look at your control panel if it exists at all, and look at control drawings that would be available typically in mechanical room or in a boiler room. Another thing that you may want to consider almost in all cases is to look at the piping configuration and understand how the heating plan is tied into the main hot water supply of the building. So in this case, we know that these boilers are only running in the summer, so they're probably going to be using the pump above here. If you can you see the pump? So the pump, this is basically the boiler pump in this case, circulates the water through the boilers. So one pump circulates throughout all the boilers and sending the heating water to the mechanical room above, which we'll see in a little bit later. We'll see mechanical room that we have our heating water from the central plant coming into the building and sent to the end user from there. So we'll see how these boilers are connected to the main system.